Our Environment Northwest series this week, Glaciers on Thin Ice, continues tonight with a developing story out of Alaska. A massive basin of rainwater and snowmelt that's been held back by the Mendenhall Glacier has started to release, threatening parts of Juneau with the potential for record flooding. This past weekend, the water level in the basin was rising as much as 4 feet per day. That's according to the National Weather Service. And this morning, officials confirmed water was escaping the glacial ice dam with flooding expected sometime tonight and into tomorrow. Last year when this happened, nearly 300 homes were damaged, some swept away. Now, this type of flooding is called glacial outburst flooding. And experts say in this case, a large outburst can release up to 15 billion gallons of water. But let's bring our series back home to the Northwest, specifically the South Cascades. The beauty of the Three Sisters can stop you in your tracks, but behind the snow-capped peaks lies a troubling shift. Glaciers that have defined Oregon's high country for thousands of years are melting away at a pace that scientists say they've never seen before. This week, our Environment Northwest team has team coverage from across the region. Yesterday, we brought you to the North Cascades in Washington. And tonight, meteorologist Joe Ranieri hiked to Clark Glacier to see the changes firsthand and what it could mean for the future of our state.
The Three Sisters are iconic to the Pacific Northwest, especially up here on South Sister, one of the tallest mountains in the entire state. But what we're starting to see with these snow-capped mountains are some big changes. There's a reason South Sister,
this is my 4th time,
is one of the more popular peaks to climb.
I mean, it's absolutely stunning. There's views almost the whole way because you're above tree line, which is great. It's also one of the few hikes where you can pack in a lot of elevation gain. So if you're looking for a good workout, it's a great one.
But as you climb higher and higher,
they are no longer having any snow left them at the end of the summer, and so that means they are going to continue to retreat and disappear under the current climate as it is today.
You're seeing more rock exposed up here at 9,000 feet instead of snow and ice.
The predictions from 15 years ago have now come to fruition.
Anders Carlson is the president of the Oregon Glaciers Institute. He's been studying glaciers for the last 25 years.
There are other glaciers that have disappeared around there as well. Irving to the north of that on Middle Sister. Eugene Glacier on South Sister is gone.
Carlson says glaciers are melting rapidly through the Three Sisters.
In the last 10 years, the state of the climate impacts on the planet, even down to the local area here in Oregon, up in the Cascades, have just skyrocketed.
The glaciers up here on South Sister are slowly disappearing. Take Clark Glacier, for example. It's gone. It's now just a snowfield, but it's not just taking place up here in the central Oregon Cascades. This is something we're seeing across the globe. This is what Clark Glacier looked like 100 years ago. Now compare it to today.
Oh, in its glory, it was 3-4 times the size that it is now.
Andrew Fountain is a retired geologist professor at Portland State University.
Our study, which is about to be published, showed that there's roughly somewhere between 40 and 50% glacier loss since the mid-1960s.
According to new research by the University of Northern British Columbia, over a 4-year period from 2021 to 2024, glaciers in Western Canada, the United States, and parts of Europe lost 12% of their total volume.
You just scale it up, over 10 years, then that is more than 20%. So it's significant.
Figuring out what's behind this is no surprise.
Well, it's all effective temperature shrinking these glaciers.
Our summers over the last decade are getting hotter.
Is just an acceleration of that trend that's affecting all the glaciers. When we have the heat dome, that's not good for glaciers.
So what will this area look like in the next 50 years?
As of the current level of warming is already too hot to keep glaciers in the Three Sisters region. They will disappear under the current temperature we have.
An unrecognizable landscape from what we're seeing today. For Environment Northwest, I'm meteorologist Joe Ranieri.
And tomorrow night on The Story, scientists are increasingly turning to satellites to monitor glaciers and how fast icebergs are melting. Well, we look at how that changes the ocean's circulation in a way that could impact the Pacific coast. That's part 3 of our series tomorrow night on The Story. Stay with us. We're back right after this.